Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the evening. Could you please be in standing for your host with the most to your specky but full of lecky electricity? Do you know what I'm even? What am I even trying? That was disastrous. Hello. I couldn't think of a TV theme to start us off, to be honest. And I was trying to go down to the rock route of calling myself the most electrifying man in specky entertainment. But nonetheless, here we are. On the eve of Hulk Hogan's death. Celtic versus Ajax. The Watchalong. It's nice to see you for one of the final times, perhaps the final time this season, we have a Watchalong. And I say that because the future of the Watchalongs this pre-season is in the balance. If Celtic lose, no more from me. If Celtic win, we'll have a Como Cup final watch along, don't you worry. But nonetheless, we're here. It's good to be here. Come on, Celtic. Do it for Hulk Hogan. You old racist bastard. So in case you haven't heard, Hulk Hogan's dead. I'm sure we'll talk about that a few times. Hail, hail, brother. Hail, hail. And you can tell I am full of remorse. Full of it. Anyway, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the stream. We're going to be having a good laugh, a chat, as we always do throughout these. Celtic play in the semi-final of the Como Cup this evening against Ajax Amsterdam. A big game, the first time we've played Ajax since, we played them in the COVID year, didn't we? I think we did. The first time we've played them with fans since 2014, I'd like to say. So yeah, a big game, pre-season at the end of the day. Who cares? Como, I believe, won their game, which means if we win, we will play Como on Sunday in the Como Cup final. If we don't win, we will play Al Ahly tomorrow in the third and fourth place playoff game. Now, before I get into all your questions and all the rest of it, as always, we should probably have a quick look over the team, because we do actually have a bit of last minute news that some of you might not have heard about the team. So we'll get to that in a second. Let me just get the team on screen for you first. Here is the Celtic team for this evening. Kasper Schmeichel is in goals. Tony Ralston, Dane Murray, Liam Scales and Kieran Tierney complete the back four. A midfield three of Callum McGregor, Benji Nigren and Rio Hatate. And up front we have Yang, Dyson, Maida and Ida through the middle, Maida off the left, Yang off the right. And there is your bench for this evening. Sinsalo, Duhan, Rice, Trusty, McCowan, Osmond, Carter Vickers, Tillio, Kenny, Inamura, Engels, Bernardo Summers, Forrest and Donovan. Now, one of the big things that is missing here, allegedly, is the fact that Yamada was initially named to be in the team tonight. Shin Yamada was meant to be there on the bench. He has been retracted from the team. As far as I'm aware, that's what I have been told. So, yeah, for whatever reason, which is unknown at this point in time, Shin Yamada not involved tonight. Here is your Celtic team. The game kicks off at 7:30, not 7:45, 7:30. We're kicking off in 6 minutes' time. So there is the Celtic team. Let's have a quick look at the Ajax team while we're here as well to see if there's any... What's happened there? Oh, this isn't right. Hello, Ajax app. Hold on. That's not right. Ajax app. No, I don't want the Ajax app. I want just your team, please. I want your team. Can I have your team? There we go. Jaros, Guy, Bauman, Bass, Weindal, Mokio, Berghaus, Regier, Broby, Klassen and Morrow. A lot of names on the bench, including my alter ego, Fitzjim. You know, not Fitzsimons, Fitzjim. This isn't a team that I'm all that familiar with, I'm not going to lie. Of course, Ajax kind of going through a sort of transition yet again this season, and have been going under a transition these last couple of years since falling down the pecking order in Holland. The only names I'm really familiar with are Weindal, Berghaus, Broby and Klassen. Apart from that, Not too familiar with this Ajax team. In terms of strength, I don't really know where we lie, and I'm not going to lie to you about that. So there's the Ajax team. I've showed you the Celtic team. Let's get into some conversation, and as you've seen, Hulk Hogan is trending #1, brother, because he's dead. Anyway, right, how are we all doing this evening? It's good to see you. We currently have over 400 live viewers with 5 minutes till kick-off. We'll start with Nathan saying, interesting that Nygren seems to be going above Engels in the pecking order. Expected Nygren to be off the right. I expected Nygren to be used as a number 10. I just think that Rodgers will probably have plenty of options as to why He wants to. Plenty of options as to how he sets up that midfield depending on the game. I don't think that we'll see Engels benched a substantial amount this season. I think we'll just see a good rotation between, Engels, Nigren, Hatate and such. But I didn't expect him to play off the right. I did initially, but then when I read into him and I learned more about him and learned how good he was playing at the attacking midfield place, then, that was it. So we were linked with Raul Moro. Is that the Moro they've got? Interesting. If you're looking to watch the Celtic game tonight, you can find it on perfectly legal Celtic TV. And I don't know what else. I know in America you can watch it on CBS Sports for any of the friends from across the pond who might be watching and joining in my stream tonight. Rogers did say why he wouldn't play, or did he? I did not see that. I have yet to see it. It's been a rush. I've been so before this. I'm not here tomorrow. I go down to Manchester tomorrow, so I was making a video to upload tomorrow morning to tide me by while I'm away, and I've basically missed everything because I've been editing for the last hour or so and recording for the last couple of hours. So I've not really seen much going into this game, to be quite honest. But it looks as though there's a good crowd there, a good amount of Celtic supporters who have travelled to the game this evening. And what a place to go. It's a brilliant idea of a trip, to be honest. I'm a big fan of it. If I had more money, if I was rich, I would have definitely went over to this, I think. But sadly, I'm not rich, even though some people seem to think I am. I'm absolutely not. I wish I was. Keep getting your points in before kick-off. I always miss your lives because I'm working, so glad to see you. I'm glad to see you too, Chris. Absolutely. We have a couple of Ajax fans in as well, by the looks of it. We've got Ruben de Graaf and Veso Koijvots. Welcome, lads. Be nice. How well have we done to get to the semis this easily, says Conrado. Magic, what a run. As I said, we're one trophy away for completing the tea set. A treble in pre-season would be absolutely fantastic. Hope you're keeping well, Murray. It's good to see you. Looks like it's been pissing down over there. Do you know what? Kieran, for the pod, Kieran Auld must be delighted that it's pissing down, because here's a funny story. So, I was meant to go, but I couldn't because a jury duty thing came up, and I ended up not even doing the jury duty, which was annoying. But Callum and Kieran, for the podcast, went over to Bergamo for the Atalanta game, and they decided to go through and see Lake Como on the day they came home, and it was pissing down, and they thought that they were like the only people who could ever go through to Lake Como while it's pissing of rain. And I think they'll be feeling happy seeing the Celtic fans in the pissing rain this evening, because they're not the only ones that have had to experience it. Anyway, Celtic are making their way to the field. We have over 500 live viewers. Welcome in, everybody. Join me for what will be a fun watch, I'd assume. We've been through the Celtic team and all the rest of it, but we are going through the pre-match preparations now. The teams are making their way to the dugouts and to the pitch in a moment or so. So we will be giving you some form of rundown of what's happening as the game kicks off. No wonder Kuhn went there. Wow, it's lovely. I'm dying to go to Como, man. I've always wanted to go to Como. It's one of my kind of... I can't believe I've not ticked it off by this point, to be quite honest. So I'm looking forward to maybe getting there sometime in the next couple of days. Hibs are winning 1-0. Wow. I did not see that because, as I said, I've been dead to the world for the last couple of hours. But go on the Hibees. Go on the high. Even though I hate them. But I would like to see them win. Engels or Hatate based on form. Hatate every day. Hello from Florida, says Chris. Hello to you in Florida. I hope the state is in mourning for Hulk Hogan. No, I'm joking. I hope not. I hope we're celebrating. Good to see you, Chris. Welcome in, brother. It's good to have my American friends with me here on the channel. I love having all the Yanks in. I love it. You know me. If Celtic win tonight, then in honour of the Hulkster, Ryan will release his own sex tape. I absolutely will not. None to release, in fact. But the notion is nice, Aaron. The notion is nice. For maybe no, it's not. It's not nice, is it? It's not. What a flyer we're off to. Right, the teams are making their way onto the park. Do you know what that gave me? That gave me vibes of remember the Mark Goldbridge clip when he's doing the United and Palace watch-along, and he's like, people are on here calling me a nonce and all sorts. 2-0 Palace. That just reminded me of that. What do you think of the winger situation just now, Ryan, mate? Surely we have to see something happen in the next week. Funnily enough, Murray, I will be that kind of bastard and say find out tomorrow, because my video tomorrow is quite literally about what the Celtic need to do between now and the end of the window. That's my video for tomorrow. So I will keep that as a We'll probably talk about it through this stream, I'd imagine, but I'll keep the suspense going as long as possible. Teams are lining up just for the handshakes and stuff now. We are moments away from kickoff here on the Watchalong. So yeah, get yourself in, strap in. We'll have some conversation. We'll have a laugh. We'll have a good time. You're right, Alistair. You're right. Would you rather go into the Champions League with no hope of winning it, or go into the Europa League with a good chance of winning it, going by last year's finalists? It literally doesn't even matter to me. Like, that's every year I go into both competitions of Celtic in it without any hope of winning. So that nothing really changes there, Craig, to be honest. Anyway, Callum McGregor shaking hands with Davy Clash. Remember Davy Clash? And he's been around a while now. He's been around. Davy Clash was always a big fan of him back in the mid-2010s. Somebody who would have been epic at Celtic, to say the least, but maybe shooting a little bit too high there. Bit of an Ajax legend. Spent some time at Everton, of course, as we get ready for kick-off. I believe there's going to be a moment's silence for Hulk Hogan. I've been made aware. I think we're having a minute's silence for Hulk. So the teams will be lining up in a moment, and what they're going to do is, it's not even a moment's silence, it's actually, they're going to play Real American by Rick Derringer over the whole of Como throughout the lake, and people will go to their balconies and shoreside by the lake and hand over hearts, sing Real American. That's what I've been led to believe is about to happen. I don't know if it's true. I've been led to believe that that's happening. Sitting down to watch this with a Real American beer in a Slim Jim. Funnily enough, one of my mates, who is an absolute wanker, Rangers supporter, so says it all. He was just in Florida and just back like last week, and he tried the Real American beer. He's also an unironic Hulk Hogan fan though, and he said it was one of the best beers he's ever had. I refuse to believe him. Naturally, I refuse to believe him. Why do we have the Europe kit on? What kit do we have on? Oh yeah, I like it. But just the green and white hoops with with the white back in the shirt. Listen, it's my controversial Celtic opinion. I think that I like the white back on the shirt. I do. It's controversial. I know it is. But I like it. I like it. I always have. This whole thing, my controversial Celtic opinion is this whole thing about unbroken hoops is a lot of shite. That's always been my controversial Celtic opinion. Anyway, we're about to kick off, ladies and gentlemen. The game is about to begin. The first half is set to be underway on the blow of the referee's whistle. So we're waiting for him to put it in his mouth. If he moves, he's waiting for the clock to tick over. We're right behind here on time. This was meant to be a half-past kick-off, wasn't it? He's getting the thumbs up now. And the whistle goes. No, it's not. No, it's went. Right, we're underway. Celtic are kicking off the game, and we'll start with the possession. The fact that Nathan is just pointed out to me that Davy Clashin is only 32 is absolutely insane. 32. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. If you're in the States, it's on CBS Sports. I only know that because I was told by my lots of American friends. I'm not saying that because I'm watching on a totally legal CBS Sports stream, you know. So American beer is shite. I'm sorry, says Matthew. Hey, I won't have that about Miller though. Miller Lite, what a beer. The champagne of beers, actually. I won't have that. I won't have any nonsense spoke about my Miller Lite. I love my Miller Lite. I love my Miller in general. My favourite beer. I love Miller. Love it. Absolutely adore it, in fact. I would marry it. Not Kenny though. Not Kenny. Ajax now going forward with the ball, trying to forge the first attack of the game out. They have the ball out left. Tony Ralston having to defend pretty early, taking it right to the byline for the cross. It's a bit deep and it goes out to the right-hand side of the pitch where Ajax will take it back again. Enjoying the first wee spell of possession here, Ajax, as they look to go and create another chance. Murray saying, it's not a controversial opinion, but I much prefer the Celtic Foundation sponsor compared to the massive Dafabet logo. Yeah, I think most Celtic fans would agree with that. I think the most would. Yeah, 100%. I wish you could buy the Celtic Foundation ones and donate to the charity via doing so. I think that'd be a great idea, but of course capitalism is a thing, isn't it? Same, Ryan, mate. I can't even remember what I said, Aaron, for you to say same too. I've been talking some amount of nonsense. Where would one watch on CBS Sport in Scotland? If you're watching in Scotland, the only perfectly legal way to watch is via Celtic TV, I believe. I can only tell you perfectly legal ways to watch the game, as I am watching the game in a perfectly legal way as well. That's all I'm allowed to do. A bit of bobbling about here in the middle of the park as Yang tries to get a hold of the ball. He's brought down. It'll be a foul. Celtic have a free kick. Thoughts on Bud Light? Piss water. I don't like Bud Light at all, Bills. I prefer Coors Light to Bud Light. Miller Light is crap, Ryan. My piss is more potent. Nope. I love a Miller Light. Not having it. Not having it at all. They're currently talking about Atlanta Hawks on CBS Sports. Disappointing. I mean, any conversation about the Atlanta Hawks is bound to be disappointing. The Atlanta Hawks are just such a disappointment. I don't have my headset on. I don't have any commentary, so I can't hear anything that's getting said anywhere. But God almighty. Fuck Trae Young. Budweiser is like bio. Absolutely. We have over 600 live viewers as things stand, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see you. It's good to have you in tonight. Please make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know what you think as the game goes on. Let me know who you're looking forward to seeing a lot of. Obviously, a big game again for Adam Ida, who's looking to try and win over the Celtic support. And obviously, we're off the back of that huge win on Saturday against Newcastle. 4-0 at Celtic Park against Newcastle. Once again, pre-season friendlies are nothing to get carried away with, whether that's positive or negative. Hold on, Dyson Maida's burst down the left-hand side. A chance opening up for Celtic. Ball sent in for Yang, who's hit the bar. He's got his... it's a chance again. It's saved by the keeper and it's fell into his hands. Oh, that should be 1-0 Celtic right there. I think it's Yang who missed the initial opportunity, and I think Nygren came in with a rebound that was saved by the keeper. But Celtic have hit the bar inside 4 minutes. You'd be shocked that it wasn't Adam Ida that done it. It really should have been a goal. Really should have been a goal. And I'm just waiting to see the highlights back now. How that's not hit the back of the net. Kieran Tierney, of course, on the left-hand side once again for Celtic. That should be 1-0. Absolutely should be 1-0. But Celtic are trying to keep the momentum up here. Tony Ralston moves the ball forward to Yang, who just had that big opportunity. Back to Nygren and back to Yang. As we look to just settle into the game a wee bit now. Huge chance for Celtic gone by. Could have been, should have been 1-0. Here we go again. Benjamin Nygren has Yang in support, but he's going to choose to go central with it. Slips it in for Adam Ida, who gives it back to Yang. Slides one across goal, but it's defended well by Ajax. Not up. Hold on. Hatate has the ball in the box. Too many Ajax shots in that area. They're swarmed behind the ball there as soon as Celtic won the ball back against the run of play. Wow. Ball sent over the top for Maida, who miskicks it, but I think he would have been... Was he onside? If he was onside, that's a big chance gone begging for Dyson Maida. But Yang... Yeah, I think we're going to get another look at the chance here. Yes, we are. Dyson Maida done brilliantly to burst down the left-hand side, send the ball in, and it was Yang who just needs to hit it low, and it's going to be 1-0. And then Nygren is really, really unlucky with the rebound. He hits it first time, and it's just a good save from the Ajax keeper, but Yang missing a huge opportunity, and it still sits at 0-0. Trying to keep up with the chat, but there's so many questions coming in. Not sure if I've missed it, but where is Nygren playing? Once again, playing at the number 10 role. Central midfield for Benji Nygren this afternoon. Ajax have a chance now at that right-hand side of our defence. Send a ball in. It's defended by Liam Scales, who holds off the Ajax forward. And Celtic will clear it away. Yamada is not in the team this evening. Retracted from the team. Tell you what, this is a physical and aggressive back four we've got. They got stuck in on Saturday. I actually kind of wish Trusty started tonight again, because he played really, really well on Saturday. He played really well. But, yeah, here's a chance sent through and defended well by Scales again. So was Maida onside a moment ago? Because that was a big chat. We're not talking enough about how Maida made a right arse it, to be quite honest. Not talking about it at all. LAFC exploring a move for Son of Tottenham. God, didn't know that. Welcome back 2022, Dyson. What's your most woke football opinion? I hate thinking of stuff like this on the spot because I know I have plenty of woke football opinions. Do you know what's a woke football opinion? I'm not saying I'm in favour of it. This is going to get me in trouble. I know it is. I'm not in favour of it. I'm not saying we should do it. But I think people get a bit carried away and a bit OTT about Champions League final halftime shows. In my opinion. I know it's American. I know it's very Super Bowl-y, and maybe it's because I watch a lot of American sports. But it's just a wee song at the halftime, lads. That's all it is. Like, it's not, it's maybe my most woke opinion. I'm just not bothered by it. It doesn't make, I don't sit there in the house watching the Champions League final. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's a half-time show. You're not forced to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, go and get a beer. Go to the toilet. Do anything. Sit on your phone. You don't need to you're not forced to watch it. You know, that's one of my woke opinions. Now, I'm not saying I'm for them. It's like, I'm not saying that, I would like going to the Scottish Cup final or anything like that. I just, yeah, aye. Adamida picks the ball in the middle of the park, sends it to Nygren, who beautifully makes his way through two Ajax midfielders there. Just real calm and technique. A real calming presence from Benji Nygren as he carries the ball pretty well there. How am I, James? I'm good. How are you, brother? It's good to have you. Thanks for the stream, Ryan, and thank you for joining me, Andy. It's good to have you. Nygren was very unlucky, and here he is, by the way, on the ball now as Celtic look to go forward. Ajax setting up in a strong defensive shape. Most men behind the ball whenever we get forward. If you don't like half-time shows, and go get a drink instead. Half-time interviews are far more woke because they take time away from the players' managers. Yes! Aaron, spot on the money. 100%. I'd not... Fuck the half-time interviews and that. That's absolutely nonsense. That I can't go it. That's pish. And during the game interviews, don't even get me started. But like a half-time show, people go, oh, it's woke, it's nonsense. I'm like, you don't need to watch it. And why are you watching the telly at half-time? Like, are you telling me that you enjoy the coverage that much to be enjoying fucking Rio Ferdinand's analysis of the Champions League final? Pish. Give me peace. Go and get a beer. Go and walk around the block. Do a shite. Do anything. You know? Fell for Celtic. We are approaching the 10-minute mark. Celtic with the biggest chance of the game thus far. Dyson Maida's taken a wee bit of a knock. Doesn't look anything too serious, but he is holding his back, almost his kidney area. American sports are so slow and insufferable to watch. As long as we don't have water breaks every 45 seconds like the NFL. Listen, some people just don't get it. You need to get used to it. You know, it's just that. So you can't play American football at the same pace as our football. It's just impossible. There's so much that goes on in those stoppages. Some people just don't get it. The board would rather risk Champions League football than risk spending, not qualifying and losing money. The whole spending situation is a right weird one at this moment in time, because we spoke about this on the channel member stream last night, and it's like, it's all very well and good for Celtic's board to use that as their justification to wait. Like, oh, we need Champions League football, we need that money, we need to wait on that, and when that's guaranteed, we'll make the signings. But then, like, I used the point of, what if we don't qualify, right? What if we don't? And I'm not saying, I'm pretty confident we will, but what if we don't? Then what happens? Because then surely the plans are out the window. Surely these players that you banked on signing only because we got Champions League football don't want to come to us. Then what do we do? What's the plan B? That's what worries me. That's where my reservations come in, you know? But aye. The font on the back, you're right, Sam. The numbers in the back of the Celtic shirt, the font, is really bad. I've never seen that before. Any transfer updates? Nothing from what I've last reported. Nothing of significance has happened today. And I'm not shocked at that at all, to be honest. Here's Dyson Maida, by the way, who's just found a burst of pace in the middle of the park, but no real clear option for him here, as Celtic are pretty tightly marked. He does find a wee ball to Yang, though, and he'll go back and forth with Ralston on the passes. Celtic just having to halt the momentum of their attack there. Dyson Maida, who was going like the clappers, just had to stop and think again. Celtic trying to pass their way around this Ajax defence. McGregor sends one out wide to Yang. Can we get a ball in the box? Will somebody become available? Drops it back to Hatate, back to McGregor. McGregor will send one in for Dyson Maida, who isn't tall enough to beat the goalkeeper to the ball, and Ajax will reclaim possession once more. Johnny Heiting is our gaffer. Yep, that's right. I got a bit of a fright when I seen he got appointed manager, because it just tells me I'm getting old. I remember Johnny Heiting playing centre-half for Everton. So it's quite terrifying seeing him become a manager, to me personally. Ryan, you lose hair season by season. Soon you will be bald. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you've let me know. I'm pretty aware of my hair situation. It's not good, but I own it. And you know what? I'm not going to be running to Turkey for a transplant. I'll own it. When I go bald, I'll own it. Gary asking my thoughts on Murray this pre-season. Personally, I think he's a better option than Welsh, who's mints and fills the Scottish quota. Yeah, 100%. I agree with what you've said there, Gary. And I've liked the look of him pre-season. The old man down the stairs, he's been a big fan of Dane Murray in this pre-season. But listen, do I think he's a player you can hang your hat on for the biggest of games? No, because I've not seen evidence of that yet. Is he a player who I want to see getting more opportunities? Absolutely. And that's where I stand on Dane Murray right now. What a ball out from Kasper Schmeichel, by the way, going for a very positive pass forward to Yang. It's a ball clipped over the top for Benjamin Nygren, who might get the break of the ball here if lucky he gets tore in. And that's the thing about Nygren. For as talented as a technical player he is, he has the physicality surrounding his game. He's a kind of slightly bigger guy in that number 10 role, and he's just won the ball really, really well here. And even the cameras of the broadcasters are focusing on him, it seems. I seen somebody asking about my thoughts on Michael Nicholson and whether or not I think he's competent enough for the job. Clearly, from a business perspective, in which a CEO is appointed for, he clearly is, right? I'm not going to even dispute it, because we are being run very efficiently and very well. I think we shouldn't be hanging the football operations of the club on any businessman, though. The fact that we are in the dinosaur days of not having a director of football, of not having a football operations department, is what's holding us back. Now, I don't think that's purely down to Michael Nicholson. In fact, I think there's other people at the club who are responsible for holding us up on those departments. But from a business perspective, of course Michael Nicholson is competent for the job. And that's me, I'm not just saying that. Like, we have the proof that he is, because Celtic are being run very, very well as a business. So yes, I do think he's competent. I just don't think that any businessman should be in charge of the footballing operations. And that's where I think we're holding ourselves back as a club. A lot of points, a lot of questions coming through, which I'm trying to keep on top of, while also giving you a rundown of what's happening in the game. Alan asking me, Ryan, I know you've spoken about getting a left-sided partner for Vickers, but given we have two lefties, do you think we should sign a right-footed centre-half that is comfortable as a left-footed centre-half, or do we need two centre-backs and sell one? Mouthful of a question. Listen, whoever is best for the job comes in for me, and it's as simple as that. Now, Justin De Haas, who has been spoke about as an ideal left-sided partner for Cameron Carter-Vickers, is actually right-footed. So to answer your question, there's somebody there. But I think it all comes down to what the manager wants. I know that's a boring answer, but whatever the manager wants, the manager should get. Murray looks good, says Mackenzie. God almighty, you've been bald since a teenager, Dennis. That is a shame. Kirsten asking, here's a question to make you think. Who's your top five, your Celtic five aside the streets won't forget players? God, that will take time for me to think. Samaras, Paddy McCourt, despite his potential flaws, but he is a streets won't forget player. Aaron Moy. Samaras, McCourt, Moy, Lucas Shaluska, and Jozo Shimanovic for the tackle on Kenny Miller alone, because the streets will not forget the tackle on Kenny Miller, and that's your defender. That's a handball, ref. That's a handball. Handball! Ajax 1-0 up. That's got to be a handball. No? 1-0 Ajax. Goal hits the back of the net. I thought it was a handball, personally. Need to watch it back again. Ajax 1, Celtic 0. The goal comes from a crossover to the right-hand side of their attack, and it's a beautiful finish, to be fair. It's a very, very good finish. Too much space awarded, though, to the player on that right-hand side of their attack. I'm just going to watch it back now. I honestly couldn't tell you who it was that scored. I'm not going to pretend I know much about the Ajax side. But I thought it was a handball. We're going to watch it back now. Cross comes in from the left. It's brought down by Broby. That's a handball. It's a handball every day of the week. And then it's a brilliant, it's a beautiful finish. It's an absolutely beautiful finish. Schmeichel's not going to get to it. But I'm pretty sure that it's a handball. I mean, no, there's no VAR. It's a pre-season friendly at the end of the day. I'm not going to sit here and cry, oh, we've been wrong. But, it's a fucking Como Cup, for Christ's sake. But, yep, 1-0 Ajax. Dodgy as it looks as though there was a pretty apparent handball in the build-up to it. But nonetheless, it was Berghaus. He's one of the ones I'm familiar with. Just one of those faces that if I walked by him in the street, I wouldn't go, there's Berghaus that plays for Ajax. Celtic going right for it, by the way. Nygren gets a shot off, but it is blocked by the Ajax defenders. We're looking for an almost instant reply to Ajax taking the lead in the game. 1-0 Ajax as it stands. Paul Tisdale, yeah, of course, Paul Tisdale was brought in as the head of football and operations. I have my reservations if he actually is the head of football operations. That's all I'll say. I feel like he's more of a head scout, if anything. I just think that you really need like a director of football. But ho-hum is what it is. Celtic have a free kick from a good position, by the way. Benjamin Nygren will stand over it. We really need somebody to step up this season and show that they're a credible threat from set pieces and from direct free kicks. Celtic haven't scored a direct free kick since Josip Juranovic was at the club. The last one we scored altogether was against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu with Jota. That was the last time Celtic scored a direct free kick. That was in 2020. Nygren, it's on target, it's a good save. That was in 2022, I want to say. That was the last time we've not scored a direct free kick in almost 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. December 22. Which is mind-boggling, to be quite honest. Happening, mate. New kit day, 2 left to get. What do you think of them this year? Really like the home shirt. Don't like the away third, sadly. Not for me. Prefer a lot more of the training gears. Ajax have broken forward here. Liam Scales having to come back and defend. Forces the Ajax attacker into an awkward shot, which is easy for Kasper Schmeichel to retrieve. Celtic now moving forward from the chance that Ajax just had. Ball sent long for Maida. The Ajax sweeper keeper comes out to get rid of the ball. Only goes as far as Cal McGregor in the middle of the park. The goal for Ajax was scored by Bergos Jaket. That's what we're referring to him as in this stream. I hope you can get used to that. Would I take Marvin Comper? 100%. Absolutely. You know? Could Ange become a Celtic director of football? It's an interesting question. Obviously, nowhere in the immediate future does it look as though Ange would become a director of football at any club. He's still got management left in his plans. Sorry, pardon me. But look, listen, I think that a director of football is something that Ange could settle into nicely when he decides to call it a day as a head coach. Whether or not that's at Celtic or no, I don't know. He's made it very clear that he sees his retirement on a Greek beach. And sadly, the closest beach I can think of is like Helensburgh. And I don't think that gives the same effect as Greece. Sorry, and I don't mean to offend anybody from Helensburgh. We've been here before. So I wouldn't see it. Third kit's not for me, sadly. Not for me at all. The goalie kits are beautiful though. I'm not so much a fan of the yellow goalie kit this year, but the other two are really nice. I think they'll be popular. I think we'll see. I could just picture being on one of the away trips with a lot of people wearing the goalie stuff, to be honest. What does a director of football do again? Well, the director of football is meant to take care of a lot of the stuff that people typically think traditionally a manager. Managers back in the day, would do all of the signing and blah 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 and a lot of the kind of behind the scenes stuff. Whereas now managers are strictly head coaches in the modern game. And ball through. Rio Hatate. It's a pass on for Yang. It's got to be an equalizer. Yang shoots. Yang scores. It's 1-0. It's a clever wee finish. It's a good goal from Celtic, and we are back in the game. Celtic 1. Ajax 1. The goal comes from Yang, Norwich's very own Yang. He was pictured in the Norwich shirt. It turned out to be AI just as well for us because he has scored the equaliser, which continues a pretty good pre-season for him. But what a counter-attack from Celtic. Came all the way from Kieran Tierney's magnificent pass onto Rio Hatate, who had the vision to find Yang, who was just coming in alongside them on the right-hand side. Yang took his time, got his head down, looked straight at the ball and buried it into the left-hand corner behind the keeper, and Celtic get their equaliser not too long after conceding, which means it is Celtic 1, Ajax 1, and it's a great goal. It's a fantastic goal from Celtic. 22 minutes played almost, and we have an equaliser after a brilliant counter-attack. I think the thing that we need to talk about apart from Yang's finish, which was great, we have to talk about there. What a pass from Kieran Tierney, by the way. What a magnificent pass from Kieran Tierney to split the entire midfield and defence of Ajax open the way that it did, the way to find Rio Hatate so brilliantly on the end of it. It seems like they are building a fantastic partnership together. Kieran Tierney spoke very highly of Rio Hatate upon his return to the club, and that was some sexy football. Some sexy football, which finds us back on level. Yang impressing a lot of people in this pre-season. I, for one, still wouldn't be mad if he left, but I'm going to support the boy because that was a great goal. Great goal. Brendan sexy counter-attacking Celts, by the way. Absolutely. The Como Cup is back on, says Helen. He has got the worst first touch I've ever seen. And it's no great. I've seen worse, but it's no great. It's no great. Don't know what all the fuss with Yang is. The guy has something building in him. Keep him, says Andy. I think that there is such a big split, isn't there, on Yang and his future. You know, some people who would love to see him stay. Some people that wouldn't be too bothered, like myself, if he went. But listen, he's certainly got a bit of bite about him. He just needs to prove it more consistently. That's the problem. You know, he's not done it consistently enough. So, hold on one moment. It's fine, no worries. Yang is atrocious, says Derek, after a great goal. After a great goal as well. After a fantastic goal. One moment, lads. 2 seconds. Sorry, lads. Just had to get back to something there. One all. 24 minutes on the clock. Went for a piss and missed the goal. I hate when that happens, Sam. I truly do. I hate when that happens, to be quite honest. Alan, hold on. Ajax moving forward, a good wee ball. Yang defending very poorly there. Not gonna lie, very poor defending. We get off with one. Really could have been and should have been a goal for Ajax. But Yang he gave up. He just gave up watching his runner. Look at it. It's the fullback, I think, that comes charging in. And Yang just kind of lets him go. They get a shot on the end of it. I think it was big Broby maybe who got on the end of it and it goes wide. Really could have been 2-1 to Ajax there. Don't fall asleep now, Yang. You're winning folk over. You know, you do the work at the top end of the park, but you've got to do the work going back as well. You've got to do the work both ways, please. Is the mother texting you to keep it down? No, she is not, actually. She is not. Every time KT goes down, I'm bricking it, says Nathan. I didn't even notice he was down. That was probably when I had my head dug in my phone there. Mods better be banning. Oh, God, I didn't even realise that, didn't he? Went for a piss and missed the bowl, says Sligo Boy. Happens to all of us. Happens to all of us. You ever pissed during the night? No bother putting the light on. Happens to us all. Happens to us all, to be quite honest. Jack saying that we should have kept O. If he got Ida's minutes, he'd be the first choice right now. It's going to be one of those hypotheticals for a long time to come. Honestly, I don't know if Celtic was the place for O. I don't think it would have... Oh, great pass. Ida's through. It's a little bit of tough competition. Can't get the shot away. Defended, contested quite well. It was a great pass through. Just maybe going too far off the side of goal there, Adam. It wasn't goal side for him. And it will get back to Ajax now. Ryan putting his OnlyFans live stream back to 10 o'clock, of course. Sign up. Sign up. $9.99 a month. You'll see the real me. It's a foul, surely, ref. What's happening here? Cal McGregor doesn't look pleased. Have they given a foul to... Surely that's not a foul. What? How is that Ajax's ball? What is this referee playing it? Ball sent out right. Ajax moving forward. Dangerous counter-attack here. A poor first touch has let down Ajax, though. That really should have been a better chance. But a bit of a strange one there, actually, to be quite honest. A really strange one. Could you give a shout out to my Auntie Lisa? She bought me Celtic Legends versus Man U Legends tickets. It means so much. Love that. Shout out to Itonic's Auntie Lisa. fair play. Love that and enjoy the game. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. I hope you enjoy it. We all know when there's a goal, Ryan. You're only commentating on near misses, brother. Well, listen. I'm not even here to commentate. I'm here to talk nonsense. I'm waiting for the questions that all the people want answers to. There's 1,200 people here listening to me talking about missing the ball when you piss. We're not here for my commentary. Let's be real. Who's here for the commentary? We're here for the laughs, aren't we? The game is kind of slowing down in pace a little bit, though, as we approach the half-hour mark. I don't know if something's going on, but it seems that, okay, Schmeichel's going to hit it long and give it back. Did I miss something there as I was talking? Thank you to Connor for the donation, £2, saying, what do you think of the Battlefield trailer? I haven't seen it yet, Connor. I haven't seen it yet. I have yet to see it. My mate said it all looks great. As I said before, the stream was too busy making a video for tomorrow, so I haven't got the chance to watch it yet, but I'll watch it after tonight's stream. I'm looking forward to seeing it because I hope that it can be a kind of revival for the FPS genre. It's not been a good FPS shooter, multiplayer shooter in a long time now. And I miss it, man. I miss jumping on like COD with the boys. So yeah, I'll watch it. But thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. 1-1 with Hibs. Maybe the football commentary is just the friends we made along the way. Absolutely. I mean, not much to commentate on right now. It's been like a battle to try and keep the ball in the middle of the park for the last couple of minutes. Can Celtic get the break of the ball is the question. No, they can't, because Ajax once again end up taking the ball over to the right-hand side. We are trying to press. One thing I've noticed about this game compared to Newcastle and maybe some other games is the fact that Celtic they aren't pressing as high or they aren't as intense with the press as they have been these last few games, and maybe that's a tactical decision that Brendan Rodgers has taken just to conserve energy with a game so quickly, potentially on Saturday or Sunday. Remember, if we lose tonight, we'll have another game on Saturday. And I know it's only pre-season and all the rest of it, but maybe that's why we aren't pressing as much as we have in the other games, as Dane Murray stands his attacker up. Ajax still trying to go back with the ball for more. Sending a cross in, can it be dealt with? Yes, Kieran Tierney nods it away. Not too far though. Not the greatest clearance. Celtic are doing a little bit of ball watching right now, which I'm not a huge fan of. A little bit of hanging off Scales with a good clearance. Great clearance, in fact, by Scales. But once again, Yang just couldn't get the break of the ball, and it goes back to Ajax. Bring back the COD live streams. That was a time. If you've been here that long, that is so impressive. I enjoyed doing the COD live streams while I was still at school. Those were fun. Those were fun, man. Why don't you do a transfer talk if the game's a bit flat? You think the game's flat? Transfer talk's even flatter. Transfer talk's a fucking ironing board if this is flat. Fuck all to talk about in transfers. Is there extra time in this? I'd imagine it goes straight to penalties, Bill Scotland, if it finishes a draw. There's no way it'll go to extra time. No way. What's your favourite gun and map in Black Ops 6? It's been that long since I've played it that I forgot what guns I used and what maps I like. I'm not even lying. I forgot the names of all of them. Which is nuts. Why don't do a fantasy Premier League group with all of us? I will, 100%. I will set that next stream. I'll set that up for you. I done one a couple of years ago, and I done one for the Celtic Defender. I'll do it through the Celtic Defender again, and maybe try and see it through this time and keep it updated. Ajax now trying to move forward with a bit of pace as they cross into our half. They are approaching the final third now. Ball out again to Tony Ralston's side. A wee cross sent in, which Scales deals with quite well. Scales has been pretty good today so far in the game. He's dealt with the aerial threats pretty well. Yang trying to win the ball once again, just can't win the break of the ball. I think you can see the frustration there in Yang a wee bit. I think there's been a few times where it's just not fell for him in the way he's maybe anticipated. You can see him just kind of shrug it off, a wee bit annoyed there. But just a lack of intensity in this last... Since Celtic scored, really, both sides dropping the intensity levels in this game. Starting to look a wee bit more familiar to the first couple of friendlies against Queen's Park and Cork City, rather than what we kind of saw against Sporting Lisbon and Newcastle at the weekend. Just bobbling the ball around now, you know. Hacienda and the Craig. I hate Hacienda. Well, I don't hate Hacienda, but it's too open, too big. I love the Craig though. Craig is great. Scottish FPL. Don't bother with that nonsense. Winner of FPL wins a Ryan McGinley autograph. What a specific gift to ask here. Yang has got the ball on the right hand side. Slows it down. Sends a ball over and it goes nowhere. It's going to go out for an Ajax throw in. Not a very effective counter there. Brendan Rodgers looking a wee bit irked by what he's seen right now. And no wonder. The game's kind of had a wee bit of a stalemate in the last 10 or so minutes. It's a bit strange. More subs than season ticket holders. Well done in the 50k. Good to see the channel grow. Thank you, Man in Black. Have we surpassed season ticket holders yet? I thought it was 52,000. Nonetheless, I think Ibrox is in it. What is the Ibrox's official capacity? Ibrox capacity. We're about to overtake that. I think we're about 400. We're about 500 away from overtaking Ibrox's capacity, which is great. You know, which is fantastic. Big fan of that. Big fan of that. Ralston just getting stuck in there and laying a marker on his man. A foul in which hopefully sparks the game back to life a little bit. You know, I would like that. I would like a bit of life back in the game. What happened to the first 25 minutes that we saw, or the first 20 minutes we saw? What happened to that? Slowed right down. How many pre-season friendlies have Ajax played, actually? That's something I really should have looked at before this. That referee has terrible self-awareness and where to stand. He's in the way most of the time. That's a very... Well, Benji Nygren trying to shift around his man. Plays a lovely pass to Ida. Ida shifts it onto his right. Gets a shot away. It's saved and onto the bar. Oh, it's really unlucky there. Benji Nygren, by the way, is just looking fantastic. Big Ida's gutted that one's not went in. That really should have. He's really unlucky. He shifts it onto his right so well. It's the keeper's leg that saves it. Like, how unlucky can he get? And it ricochets off the bar on the way. The big man is absolutely gutted. But Benji Nygren, oh, brilliant. Just to get the ball into Ida. And listen, I'm not going to hear anything about Ida doing anything wrong there. He's done everything right. The way that he shifted the ball onto his right foot and everything was magic. And it's the keeper's stray leg that has put it onto the bar. I'm not going to have any sort of bad words. I mean, Ida, he needs to score. He's done everything right there. I mean, the momentum against him is unbelievable. He's done nothing wrong there. Absolutely nothing at all. And Celtic have hit the bar twice in this first half. We're going back to the well for more. Yang down the right-hand side has Tony Ralston in the overlap. He will use Tony Ralston, who sends a ball in low for Benji Nygren, but it's defended pretty well from Ajax, and now they will go to play the ball out from the back. You got any questions or points? Feel free to put them in. Get them in. I want to talk about everything and anything. Dane Murray. He's went for... If the ref gives a foul here, he's all, good stuff. Well in, Dane, big man. Love that. Love that. Nygren looks exactly like his highlight reel. Formidable player. Yeah, looks great. Really like him. Iconic. I'm so sorry to hear about your dad, Iconic, but I hope you enjoy the game. And listen, he'll be looking down. He'll be happy to see you back at Celtic Park. But listen, enjoy it when the time comes, Iconic. Enjoy it. I'm excited for you, brother. I'm excited for you. Nygren, the best number 10 since Lubo. Nice to see we're not getting carried away. Who has been the best number 10s in recent years? Let's have a think about that. Maida trying to latch onto the ball down the left-hand side. A good burst of pace from him, but defended well again from Ajax. Best number 10s in my lifetime at Celtic. Matt O'Reilly, for me, wasn't really a 10. Had the stats of a 10, but he didn't feel like a number 10. Armstrong was good, but once again, was he a 10? Probably more of a 10 than O'Reilly, in my opinion. Rogic, I suppose you could say, as well. See, so much of my life I was used to Celtic playing like 4-4-2s. 10s weren't really a thing when I was young. You know, it wasn't until until kind of 2013ish, 2012, 2013ish, I felt like we started playing with a number 10. So I'm not really used to it. I don't think I've had that many to talk about in my lifetime. Commons, great answer, Chris Commons as well. Turnbull, Malumbu. There's an answer getting thrown in. Yusuf Malumbu, God almighty. Now I think about it, just not that many number 10s in my lifetime. It just felt like, you know, people were... When you play a flat 4-4-2, you don't necessarily get a 10 all the time. You know? Naka played in right midfield, man. Although he was great through the middle when he came in. He was a great number 10 when he had to be. Simple as that. Lobo, Commons and Rogic, now Nigren. One of the mods deleted the comments saying Turnbull. Brilliant. That's us going into our 10th season with Daffabet. When on earth are we getting rid of them? Probably nowhere. No time soon. No time. I did get a haircut. Yes, Itonic, I did get a haircut. I got my haircut on Tuesday. I'm going to see Drake tomorrow night, man. I need to be looking sharp. For the Champagne Pappy. God, I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. We are getting closer to half time, and I will be honest with you, lads, if you want me to call it how it is, the last 10 minutes has been shite. Celtic have hit the bar in the last 10 minutes. Really, don't know how it went in. Don't know how it didn't go in. But the last 10 minutes have been pretty shite. Ajax trying to make something happen here, send a ball over. Davy Klaasen's there to meet it with a head contested with Kieran Tierney, but it will end up back with Kasper Schmeichel. Can't I believe we decided to get Malumbu over him again? That was what set Rodgers off the first time. I truly believe that might have been. I just couldn't believe it when it came. I remember sitting. You can probably go back and find the video from when Malumbu signed. What? I'm like, why are we signing Yusuf Malumbu? What a pointless signing that was. Are we playing well last? No, I mean, we're not playing badly. It's just been a pretty shit game in general. I think both sides have been pretty stale. Celtic should be 2 or 3-1 up. Hit the bar twice. I'd say we've been better with the chances we've created, but I feel like Ajax have had the ball more in the final third. You know? So it's just been a bit of a strange game. I'm waiting for the changes to hopefully maybe spark some life into it. But I'm glad he's not gone to Mr. C, because I alongside many others have seen the weapon that man has, and I'm not going to lie, if he was to shag me, I don't think I'd walk ever again. What a crass conversation to get into, but we'll just be honest. Yang has the ball on the right hand side, gives it to Ralston. Bloody Watchalong, Ralston and McGregor just playing back to each other here. It's just, there's no movement. And to be fair, I mean, look at the shape of Ajax, man. When did Ajax become such a scared shiteless team? Like, they're playing as if they're underdog. Oh, here we go. Ralston, ball in. Nobody's there. With 5 minutes to go. Until half time. Just a very stagnant game right now, to be quite honest. The goal for Celtic, by the way, in case anybody is wondering, was scored by Yang. Yang scored the goal. Have I seen 28 years later yet? No, I have not. I'm waiting for it to come on my perfectly legal film watching device. Don't know why I haven't went to see it in cinemas, to be quite honest. But I'll wait for it. I've seen the first 3 films. That's the third. I've seen the originals. I've not seen the new one yet. If Rodgers went, who would you want as a replacement? I say based on him knowing the club and having managed here before and success after leaving, we go with John Barnes. Well, at least Barnes can rap, you know. John Barnes, I think, is a great option. It's a fantastic option, to be quite honest. If failing that, you know, Kenny Dalglish. That's the two for me, Barnes or Dalglish. It's got to be one of the two. Believe in yourself, Ryan. Thank you. I do believe. I see this. Cineworld and the tune's shutting down, eh? Good riddance. Fucking robbing bastards. I'm a showcase, man. Saying that, I hate the death of the cinema. I hate every time I hear that a cinema's closing, it makes me sad. Ajax now trying to make something happen. Dane Murray defending really, really well. Few minutes now until half time. Still waiting on something to really spark this first half alive again that has been kind of dead for the last 10 or so minutes. Oh, hello, Michael. Good chat last week in Costco. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Michael. It was good chatting to you too. I hope you're well, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's always nice bumping into some of the supporters. Would you give a John? I would. Yeah. I mean, I've always said the thing about John Kennedy is it's circumstantial. It depends what's happened leading up to the process of giving John Kennedy the job and how important a season it is and yada yada. But I've said this a few times. Paul Tim. There, Paula Tim, do you see him? There he is. Anybody else see Paula Tim? He was on the screen right there. Seen him? Paula Tim. But John Kennedy, I've always said that man deserves a shot. A proper shot. Not the nonsense that he got the last time. I just feel like the service that he's given this club and the loyalty he's given this club should be rewarded. But it's circumstantial. The way I look at it is, right, let's just say, for talking's sake, Rodgers does stay, right? And say Rodgers was here until like 9 in a row or something like that. And then he was to go. Should we appoint John Kennedy in a potential 10 in a row season? No, probably not. If Rodgers was to go next year, should we appoint John Kennedy? I think there's more of a conversation for it. It depends who's available and stuff as well. Like, we aren't going to pass down a really good option for the sake of giving John Kennedy the job. But I think he deserves it, man. I love John as well. I've always had a lot of time for John Kennedy. He's a really nice guy. I'm not just saying that because he messaged me a happy birthday a few years ago, right? I'm saying it because I genuinely really do like John Kennedy. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great coach. And if the opportunity arises, I would love to see him get a chance. Simple as that. Corner for Ajax. It's still hanging in the air after it took a bounce. It's still hanging in the air. Scales nods it to McGregor. McGregor nods it as far as the edge of the box, and Hatate finally is the one. It's a terrible clearance. What is going on? What is going on here? Paul the Tim on CBS Sports is something I never thought I'd see. Absolutely. Didn't expect that at all. Who wants to come and play for Kennedy? Who wants to come and play for most guys that take the Celtic job? Like, who knew who Ange Postecoglou was? Who wanted to come play for him? Who wanted to come play for Neil Lennon? Who wanted to come play for, so many managers that have been up and down this league. You sign for the club. And at the end of the day, if you sell a vision, I mean, let's take somebody like Graham Potter. Who the fuck was Graham Potter before we knew him? Players went to Brighton. Let's think about all these other coaches that are up and down the Prem. Who are they? They're not signing for the manager. They're signing for the league. They're signing for the club. And like, at the end of the day, like John Kennedy, I think that's who wants to play for John Kennedy. It's quite a disrespectful thing to say to somebody who's been, a Celtic stalwart for years and worked under some great managers and learned from some great managers. Everybody's got to start somewhere. There was once a wee guy called Jose Mourinho who was an assistant manager for a long, long time that finally got a crack, and people signed for him. That's not me comparing John Kennedy to Jose Mourinho. We are nearly at half-time, around 30 seconds away from half-time to be precise. Celtic 1, Ajax 1. We are waiting to get through. If anyone says Knutson, they're getting timed out. I just looked up and seen Danny Boy saying Knutson for me. Oh, God. The Knutson stuff is going to drive me to my grave. It truly will. It's clear the guy just doesn't want to leave. I think he's got like big shares in Bodo as well, hasn't he? Like, he clearly just doesn't want to go. That's a free kick. Ref! What is this referee's problem? That's a handball that led to Ajax's goal. A couple of fouls that would be given the wrong direction, and now a free kick at Celtic just haven't been given. And there is the whistle for half-time. It's been a bit of a weird first half, I'd say. For the first 25 minutes or so, we had a pretty interesting and fun game to watch. But after Celtic found their equaliser in the game, the tempo and the intensity of the game certainly did slow down. Teams looking like they're a wee bit knackered, a wee bit just stagnant in play. Ajax took the lead through a Berghuis goal, which was a fantastic strike, but came off the back of what looked to be a certain handball. Nonetheless, referee let the goal stand and Ajax took the goal, but Celtic weren't long in finding their equaliser because they went up the park via counter-attack. Kieran Tierney sent a delicious pass through everybody for Rio Hatate, who slipped the ball to Yang and equalised to make it 1-1. So, at half-time, ladies and gentlemen, it is Celtic 1, Ajax 1, in what I would call a pretty underwhelming first half. But we are halfway there, hopefully, to a Como Cup final. Who knows? Before I go and replenish my drinks, let's get a few points and questions about the first half or about anything else, and then I will go and do my usual and come back to you. Rodgers out again, 118. Rodgers out again, 118. No, Rodgers out. No. Unless we don't win this game, then get him gone. I'd be more than happy for John Kennedy to get the job if it came to that, says Danny. Dane Murray really impressing for Park Ensemble. He's looked good. He stood his men up really, really well. I've noticed that. And Dane Murray in this first half, he stands up to attackers. And do you know what's most impressive about it, actually, is the fact that, in my opinion, he's going up against very fit. Well, I don't think it's an opinion. I think it's fact. He's going up against very physical attackers today. They're big lads. And he's standing them up pretty well. So, yeah, pretty impressed with Dane Murray myself. When Schmeichel retires, would you trust Sinisalo or go for another older keeper? I'd trust Sinisalo. I hope to see more of him this year as time goes on, just to kind of start the bedding in process. But so far, I like what I see of Sinisalo. I'd like to hope so. Grab us a beer while you're down, says Bill Scotland. As long as you change to Eagle Scotland, then maybe. Fire Stick's still working. Is Benji Bomb on? He is, and he's looking good. John Meakin. Celtic. Listen, if you've not watched it and you're tuning in at half time for my thoughts, Celtic should have another two. We've hit the bar twice. Somehow Adam Ida's shot was kept out from a stray leg of the goalkeeper and it went onto the bar. Madness. Absolute madness. Ryan, what do you think of our transfer business this season? I'm doing a video on that tomorrow, so I'll leave that for you there. We cannot let Rio leave this window. Everything good comes through him, yeah, and I'm glad that it seems to be very little conversation surrounding him. The less chatter, the better, in regard to Rio Hatate. And telling that Dane's getting minutes ahead of Trusty. Yeah. I mean, I've not really thought of it like that, Pack Ensemble. I've really not thought about the fact that he could be playing Trusty at the right-hand side of defence if he wanted to. But at half-time, it is Celtic 1, Ajax 1. And on that note, I'm going to go and get myself a fresh bottle of water, because look at that. Lying there all day, this. Roasting warm. It's like a bottle of fucking stale pish. Right, okay, I will be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. Chat amongst yourselves. We'll be back for the second half and have a good laugh. Until then, be nice. Be back in a moment. I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American, fight for what's right, fight for your life. It comes crashing down and it hurts inside. It's come crashing down, brother. Hello, welcome back. I found a song to start off with. Couldn't find one for the first half, but I found one now. And that's what matters most. It's half time. It's Celtic 1, Ajax 1. Truly shit myself there, Ryan, says Alex. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for on this stream. That's what I want to do. Half time. And it's Celtic 1, Ajax 1. Yang scoring Celtic's goal in the game. We'll have a wee bit of a chat before we get to half-time. It's half-time, second half. So get your points and get the red zone. I wish I could without getting copyright struck. But here we are. Thought you'd stood in your cat there, Ryan. I'll have you. Hey, listen. This is the voice of an angel. I used to be a choir boy back in the day. I'll have you know. Glasgow Skills Choir. I was scouted. I'll have you know. I had a great voice. Still do have a great voice. Jesus Christ, Ryan, the windows are opened. My window's open. Can you see me, Demo? I'll stick my horn out, see if you can see it. You wouldn't. I'm joking. You wouldn't see me. I'll give you an opinion you'll all hate. I want them doing well in Europe directly benefits us. Living in the US is probably why I can stomach it. Probably is why you can stomach it, Cameron. Where in the US are you coming from? Tell us where you are. I'll give a shout out to your city. Obviously, the real American died today, which is, you know, the Hulkster would have loved that KT pass for the angle. Of course he would. Ryan, your voice is irritating enough without you singing. Thank you. Opinions on Hulk Hogan. Scumbag. I would drop a harsh C-bomb if I didn't want to hurt the ears of the youth. Scumbag. Absolute rat. Horrible guy. Horrible man. Horrible of the highest order. Some people say, oh, be respectful in death. He should have been respectful in life. Horrible man. Horrible man. But Celtic are out to help him tonight. I'll do it for him tonight. Who was better, a rock musician, Ozzy Osbourne or Hulk Hogan? Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, to be fair. It's got to be Ozzy, though. It's got to be Ozzy. Can you see me now? Hope to see a bit of Bernardo tonight, says Jake. Big season for him. Portugal under 21's captain, but can't get a game. It's tough for him. It shows our depth in midfield. Yeah, Bernardo must be dying to kind of really stand out and get the chances to show why he should be starting in the midfield. And we all know he's a good player. You know, we all know he's a good player. Ryan, please address the so-called Celts saying they want Sevco in the Champions League. I couldn't think of anything worse than seeing Rangers in the Champions League. I hope they go out in the first round. But I suppose it was a good result for them the other night. 2-0, wasn't it? Good result. Well, at least Hogan wasn't a unionist. Well, you know what? At least everybody has a positive. Thank God, I was so scared there for a few minutes that you were supporting them. No. Have you seen the stuff I've said in the group chat since that news dropped tonight, Alex? Oh, had me cancelled. The thing is, right? It's funny. As a wrestling fan, you know you need to do this. There's two different things. There's Hulk Hogan and there's Terry Bollea. Hulk Hogan, as the character, is one of the most influential guys in pop culture history. He shaped a generation of sports fans in America. He's shaped what now is professional wrestling. And there's no doubt how legendary he is in that. But then you get Terry Bollea, who is an absolute scumbag. He's a rat, and he doesn't deserve any sort of praise. And that's how it goes, I'm afraid. But I was shocked tonight to see that, because I know there's been rumours flying about his health for weeks, but then Jimmy Hart came out last night and said, like, oh no, he's fine, he's okay, and then bang, dead today. The steroids catch up with you. There's a note to anybody out there watching, to the people who are live, don't take steroids, or you'll end up like Big Terry. You'll end up like him. I think his heart exploded. Language is atrocious and unnecessary. Welcome to the Ryan 118 channel. You should be used to it by now, Pat. Was that you singing, playing FIFA and listening to the phone? No, a bad chanter, by the way. Thank you, Stephen. See, that's what I mean. There's a bit of praise. That's what I want. Thank you, Aiden, for the donation. All right, Ryan, I thought Negren could play in the wing. He can play in the wing. Well, he started his career as a right winger, but he is playing through the middle. Also, Marco Tellio, he's not away yet, is he? Because he's here. He's on the bench tonight, but he's maybe got a rapid V in, isn't he? I think so. Hulk Hogan has a 9-inch penis. Terry Bollea does not. Exactly. Surely the steroids couldn't allow that. You know who would have been great for this winger problem? Ben Doak would have been. Sadly, Liverpool came calling and we couldn't control that. You should do these watch-alongs on European games. David, it would be the end of us all, mate. If you wouldn't have fun. I'm telling you right now, it's all well and good going. You should do them for competitive games. Number one, I'm not really too fond of the idea of doing that because I just think you end up being clipped, you end up doing this or that. I don't want to be the Goldbridge. I don't. But if I was doing a European game, the majority of it would be me sitting like this. Oh, go on. You know, it would be no talking. There's no way I'd be looking at the chat and talking to you during a European game, for goodness sake. There's no way. So it wouldn't be as good as you think, you know. He did do well to reach his 70s, to be fair, Stephen. He did. Still a shock, though, to see him go today of all days. Just like, whoa, came out of nowhere. Bro, I need to know about your beef with Hulk Hogan. Everybody has beef. Any good human has beef with Hulk Hogan. Why would I not have beef with Hulk Hogan? He's a rat. It's as simple as that. Or was a rat, I should say. He's dead. I think they're just sorting out the obligation to buy details right. Ronan, thank you for the donation. Mon the Yang Gang, love the wee Korean, says Ronan. Thank you for the donation. Good first half for him, good goal. I will give Yang his credit where he deserves it, even as a quite a notable Yang hater. Not a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm absolutely not a hater. But he needs to be more consistent. Pre-season's all well and good. But, you know. Thank you, Derek, for the donation. I appreciate that, man. God bless. Thank you for watching. Love that. Thank you, Derek. Who's worse, Hulk Hogan or Chris Benoit? Oh, well, I mean, Chris Benoit easily murdered his son. But, I mean, Hulk Hogan's no far off him. Flair can't be far off him. Yeah, he can't. See, Bray Wyatt, what a guy. I'm genuinely sad about him every time I think about that situation. Hogan, no. Ric Flair, though, he can't be far behind. He can't be far behind at all. I seen the video of him crying about Flair there while I was getting my water. I went on Twitter just to see what people were saying, and I seen that he was greeting his cum crashing down and it's hurting inside. Kuhn chanting with McCowan on the touchline currently. Yeah, teams are now coming back out. Second half is moments away from kicking off. Hulk Hogan, the character, was fantastic. Terry was a dirtbag. Yeah. I mean, I get, like, listen, I would not... Oh, there he is, Nicholas Kuhn. Aye. I see him. Rogers gave him a wee handshake, walked away, his face dropped instantly. Rat. No, I'm joking. Twitter has been golden. It's been brilliant. Right, we are ready to start the second half. Flair too busy shitting himself in bars. He's, you know... Why is Hulk Hogan a scumbag? Spell it. Just Google it and plunge. I'd be here all night. Depriving of his fellow colleagues of workers' rights and unionising, destroying 2 separate wrestling companies, killing the careers of so many different people, racist, horrible person, so many different things. Go and listen to Jesse Ventura talk about Hulk Hogan and you'll very quickly learn the type of person that Terry Bollea was. And that was not a good one at all. Right, here we go. Second half about to kick off. Enough chat about Big Terry Bollea. We are back to the football. Get your questions and points in for the second half. We are underway. 45 minutes to go. Ajax 1, Celtic 1. Who will get themselves a place in the final of the Como Cup? I pray God this doesn't go to penalties. We don't need to be here longer than necessary. Scales with a great tap. How's that a free kick? Is he giving the... Right, I thought he'd give a free kick. Good tackle from Big Scalesy though. Scalesy doing well. He's in Italy, so he's officially Scaldini, isn't he? Liam Scaldini for this second half. You know? We're all supporting Japan at the next year's World Cup. Ryan has to dress up as a geisha every time Japan play. I have a feeling that would get me into some bother if I'd done that. But I would like to see Japan do well. I'll be supporting the good old US of A, baby, in the homeland. You'll see me. Oh, see. I'm joking. Hopefully Scotland are there so I can support them. And if they don't, I'll be following my beloved Germans. Rio Hatate breaks forward, tries to slip a wee ball into Benjamin Nygren, but it is sussed out by Ajax. Buzzing to see Jesse Ventura grin at the camera in the next Saturday night main event. Oh yes, I wish that was like this Saturday. Imagine they wouldn't get him on if it was this Saturday. I'd tell you right now, he wouldn't be on it. Do you think Celtic have enough players in the transfer window or need more? Not important, but I'm actually casing Celtic, and I forgot to switch my account. Goal Ajax. I was too busy reading a point. It's 2-1 Ajax. That came out. I was too busy reading the chat. People are on here calling me a nonce and all sorts. 2-1 Ajax. Aye. There you go. Goal. Right at the top of the second half. Right as we start. I'm going to try and get the wee highlights here so I can talk you through it. I think it was Davy Clash that got it. Ralston backing off his man too much. Classic. Save from Schmeichel, comes out to Clash, and then the bounce just knocks everybody off. But somebody's got to be with him. I hate when Ralston does that. The constant. Taylor was bad for it as well. Taylor was really, really bad for it as well. Should Schmeichel do better in the initial shot? 100%. 100%. But it's an all-round calamity. That all of it. Ralston's defending, Schmeichel's save, the man Davy Klaassen standing in open space for the rebound. It was an all-round calamity. An all-round calamity, that goal. 2-1 Ajax right at the start of the second half. Yeah. I don't think people are angry about Schmeichel not saving the actual goal, but he probably should be doing better on the initial shot. He's just gave it right, padded it straight off to Davy Klaassen, which is the problem there. Top keepers don't do that, and it's very uncharacteristic of Kasper Schmeichel. So 2-1 Ajax. The Cameron Carter-Vickers, by the way, one thing that we didn't even talk about is the fact that Cameron Carter-Vickers is on the park. He's here. He's back. And after, the Daily Record tried to stir up some form of story that Cameron Carter-Vickers could be out for the start of the season because of an operation. No, he's back. He's playing. He's here. And he concedes within 2 minutes of being on the pitch. Not his fault. Not his fault. Just to clarify. Not his fault. But he's back, and that's good. Good to get minutes in his legs ahead of the first game of the season. I'd be surprised if he starts next week against St Mirren. I don't think he will. But I think that the aim will be to build minutes in his legs before those Champions League qualifiers. Great ball for Dyson Maeda, who I thought might have been offside, but terrible cross. It's pre-season. It's pre-season, and ultimately, I'm not getting carried away. But can I say something? Is that somebody eating a steak bake? Oh, it's pizza. But what's I going to say? I'm going to say something, right? But in this pre-season, I don't like how Maeda's looked very old Maeda in pre-season. It's not looked like last season's Maeda in pre-season. That's not me. I'm not saying that he's got to be shite. I'm not 100% not. But I'm just saying that he's like more like his old self in pre-season than he did last year. And there's Liam Scales knocked out Rio Hatate. That's always great. Inamura on the park now for Kieran Tierney as well. There was a couple of changes at half time. It looked like a bloody steak bake, didn't it? It looked like a steak bake. I was like, fucking hell, they're serving steak bakes in the Como. A steak bake in Como, Ryan. Look at the Italians, look at us. Who has the steak bakes? Listen, you'd be surprised. You'd be stunned. Listen, they've got ravioli, which is a stuffed dough thing. It's like a mini steak bake. Celtic need to just get a hold of the ball here and build some confidence. Yang trying to charge forward, slips a wee pass into Nygren. It was very nicely done. Who finds Hatate? You've got to score. Oh, you've got to score. Big chance missed for Celtic. He's went the wrong way with it. You've got to put it far post. You've got to put it far post. Rio Hatate. Celtic have had 3 big chances that haven't went in today. Hatate. Don't get me wrong. I think the shot is on target. It's a good save for the keeper, but he's made it easy for the keeper. You've got to go far post. You've got to go far post. Ajax 2, Celtic 1. It is pasta. That's right. That's yep. Stuffed dough thing. Yep. Ball in from the corner. Scales tries to get to it, but it's cleared. Oh well, it's out for a goal kick off William Scales' header. Ravioli played for Dundee. Anyway, 40 minutes to go. Celtic are chasing the game. Davy Clashon scored Ajax's second. For those who might have been wondering. And they have certainly been the better side for the first 5 or so minutes of this second half. Yeah, Negren, everybody asking for thoughts on Negren, yeah, been great. Really like the look of him. Really like the look of him. And even though we're losing the game here just now, he's been great. He's been really good. Big fan of him. Aidan saying 100% agree, we have to be more clinical this season if we want to build in the Champions League, i.e. Ida needs to be and Hatate there. Yeah, I think that if I was to take anything from pre-season and inflate it, which I don't like doing, I sound like a broken record, I don't like inflating anything about pre-season, whether that be positive or negative. But if I was to inflate one thing about this pre-season that does slightly concern me is how poor we've been in front of goal. I know we scored 4 against Newcastle, but how can we poor in front of goal? We should have scored a lot more. We should have scored 3 here today. We've only got 1. We could have scored 4 here today. And the other ones, we've just not been clinical enough. And of course, we talk about the big misses he'd had against Sporting, for example. Yeah, we need to be clinical. When the real football starts, you've got to be clinical. Simple as that. So that's probably the only thing. What did I have for dinner? Oh, my dinner was shite. It was a proper council dinner tonight. One of the Ginsters. Even the word Ginsters gives me the heebie-jeebies. A Ginster steak slice, chips and beans. Proper working man's dinner. That was the dinner tonight. It was a Stevie classic, you know. You've got to see in this house, right? My dad's old school. He won't touch any woke pish. He won't touch anything foreign. He won't. He doesn't like Indian food, doesn't like Italian food, doesn't like Chinese food, doesn't like anything. That isn't what he's been raised on when he was a boy. So we've got to have one night in the week where we please him at least, and we get something in that's like, you know, pies or fish or something, you know. It was a Skinster steak slice, chips and beans for me tonight. It was alright, it does the job, you know, but it sums up why I look the way I look, to be quite honest. Do I think we overpaid for that? Absolutely, but it's what Norwich wanted, and we paid it, and I was happy with paying it at the time because it meant we got him in. But he needs to... Listen, I was happy with how his first season went. I'm not going to rewrite anything. I'm not going to let a pre-season skew my thoughts on him. You all know what I think about either. The man scored 20 plus goals last year from the bench. And some of them came in very, very big games. So aye, you know. If armchair managers ruled the world, Donald Trump would be kissing Ryan's ass. I wouldn't let him, quite frankly. I'd say that. As a beefy bake. This something brown was indeed something. A beefy bake. Ajax have the ball. Celtic struggling for possession in this second half so far. Get your points in, because this game has been rank. I want conversations. You know, I want conversations. How's that foul? Again, man. What is it? Look at Vickers. What is this referee playing at? Is the referee for Amsterdam by any chance? I'm starting to think he is. He's the one that goes in on Vickers. And Vickers is explaining to him, like, Vickers is literally explaining to him what's happened, and the ref's like, nah, not having it. Are you giving Ida a young boy's goal? Yeah, I am. He made it happen. At the end of the day, he made it happen. If it wasn't for where he was and creating that opportunity for himself, he wouldn't have got the goal. So I'm all giving him it. And it was huge. It was massive. The Coma Cup. I feel like I'd be better after the Coma with how this game has went. This has probably been the most disappointing game of pre-season so far. I expect because at least like with the Queen's Park and Cork game, it was the B team playing, and I didn't have any expectations. But this I thought would be quite good. I was like, it'll be a good game, but don't know. Ajax are playing a bit terroristy. I don't like it. Scales a bomb waiting to happen at all times with arms like an octopus, says Stephen McAnally. That is a fantastic summary of how Liam Scales tracks back. Arms like an octopus. Don't worry for distracting me, Itonic. That's what the chat's here for. You know? The chat's here to converse. Celtic have the ball again. Nygren slips one to Hatate. Back to Nygren. Back to Hatate. There's a ball out wide. There you go. Tony Ralston. Good ball in. Just too short for anybody to get to. Cleared away by Ajax. Our crossing hasn't been all that great in this game, to be quite honest. Everything either too short or too long. Can't get it quite right. And I suppose you know, when you're relying on crosses coming in from players who aren't playing all that much, you can be a little bit out of sorts. Here's Dyson Maida. Plays it back the way to Inamura, who once again has looked fine. Not if you're going to start asking me how Inamura's been, don't bother, because he's not done anything in the game to give an actual opinion, but he's been fine. He's in a lot of space there. Vickers opting for the forward pass. You'll love to see it. Adamida takes it around his man. Brilliant from Adamida. Gets the ball out to Inamura on the left-hand side. Can Celtic make something out of it? Inamura's pass not best placed for Dyson Maida. It'll go out for a Celtic throw-in. Seen a lot of questions piling through now. I'll get to them in a moment, just seeing if Celtic can... Nope, they're not going forward. You can turn any movie you want into a Muppets movie with one character remaining human. What are you picking? That's a good question. I feel like you've got to pick something like... so serious. Like All Quiet in the Western Front. There you go. That's my pick. Scales, great interception from him. I love Adamida. I'm not hating Anida. I love him. I also was very much in favour of us signing Albion Ayeti, if that counts for anything. The Ida price tag is always going to have people, you know, up in arms about him. You know me. I have been a hopeless Adamida defender. I'll maintain it. Last season was pretty solid for him. I think he had one of the best goal to minutes ratios in the league. In fact, I like the big man. He's not the most flamboyant of players. He's certainly not technically fantastic, but nonetheless, we're coming up to the hour mark. The cameraman's getting inventive here. He's showing us a view of another cameraman's view. Now we're looking at somebody in the stands. Oh, there's Alex Valley. He's there. Do you see him? Alex Valley up in the stands. Oh, jeez. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, what's going... Oh, no. Go. Oh, what's happened there? What's happened there? What on earth has happened there? 3-1. What in the world happened there? I'd say he's a friendly boys. Calm down. 3-1. Just waiting to see the highlights back so I can give you an actual run through of what happened. But it was a bit of a calamity from Celtic. A bit of miscommunication. A bit of sloppy passing out from the back. Pretty rotten goal to concede. And Ajax take a 3-1 lead. Vickers pass. Poor Nygren. Just too hard for Nygren to control. And it just cannons all the way back to an Ajax player who gets to play the pass across goal. And all that is Cameron Carter-Vickers only 15 minutes into his pre-season. That's essentially what's happened there. Scales just couldn't get enough on it to get rid of the ball. He's tried his hardest to stretch and get rid of it. All that is, and for people who, you know, are going to lose their eye about it, all that is Cameron Carter-Vickers being 15 minutes into his pre-season. He's misjudged a pass. Benjamin Nygren's not been able to control it, and it's just ended up back with Ajax. It's what it is. You know, this is what pre-season's for. You get the mistakes out the way. And that's all that was. It was just a mistake from Cameron Carter-Vickers. That's all it was. Celtic are going right for it though. We need to now. We need to really start attacking the game with some poise and with some threat. Yang shoots, but it hits the side netting. 60 minutes played. Ajax 3, Celtic 1. Is Vickers half cut? No, he's just not played. Simple as that. You know. Let's see. What do you mean a hard pass? Nygren's first touch should be better. I mean, the pass it was about 100 mile an hour, Murphy, for goodness sake. I mean, yes, Nygren could have probably done better, but he can't help it if it just bounces right off his boot. Like, it was such a hard pass. You could see that from the camera. That's what happens when you don't demand the quality at right back that you constantly demand at left back. I mean, listen, I think we're overthinking the goal here. It was a simple pre-season mistake. It's nothing that serious. Good God. You see, like, it's at times like this where, like, and my dad's guilty of this because he's old school, right? But, like, people would say, oh, that's what we get for passing with the back. We need to stop this passing for the back. Like, what else are we going to do? What do you want Celtic to do apart from pass out from the back? All top teams pass out from the back now. Like, it's just simple as that. And until some revolutionary comes around, well, that's not going to change. You've got to pass out from the back. Do you want Celtic to lump the ball up the park constantly? Like, it would be rotten. God, we'd be moaning more if that was the case. You know? I don't think you can captain Callum McGregor's ability as a captain at all. I think he's a great captain, and I think that to bring it up in the pre-season is a bit wild, to be quite honest. Ajax with the ball again. Ball out wide. Tony Ralston standing up his man, not diving in. Giving him too much yardage though. Too much yardage. Got to get closer to your man. Cross goes out to play. Goal kick for Celtic. Better making these mistakes like that in pre-season and fixing it now rather than like exactly. I mean, that's literally what pre-season is for. I mean, Cameron Carter-Vickers has came in and played his first 15 minutes, played a poor pass and it's led to a goal. But good, I'd rather have done it here than against St Mirren next week or against Rangers in a few weeks' time. It's good to get these mistakes out the way. It's about learning. It's about training. And that's ultimately what pre-season is. It's called pre-season for a reason. I think we'll be getting changes in a few moments. We've already had a couple. We got a couple of them at half-time. But I think that we're going to get a few more in the next 10 minutes maybe. But Celtic are obviously trailing by 2 goals now. And Ajax are in control of the game, to be quite fair. I mean, they have essentially had all of the ball in this second half. Celtic had a really good chance via Rio Hatate, but it was a poor finish. It was a really poor finish, in fact, which, you know, could have levelled up the game for us at the point, and we didn't take it. We didn't take it. Vickers, Scales and Schmeichel get... I can't even read it. Just calm down, folks. Smoke a cigarette and relax, man. That's my type of comment. Here's Negren. Now on the ball. Slips it out wide. Yang. Crossing's been rotten. The crossing from the right-hand side in particular has been really, really bad. And I'm not trying to bear down on anybody here, but it's just crossing from the right-hand side, full-back and midfield, and Yang has just been pretty poor. Can't connect with one at all. Ajax making some changes now with around 25 minutes left to play in the game. What I've just realised is, this is it, lads, for the watch-alongs. This is it. Unless Celtic make a comeback here, there'll be no watch-along on Saturday for the 3rd and 4th place playoff. There's only going to be a watch-along if we win here. So as it stands, this is it. This is the last watch-along of the season, as things stand. So, enjoy it. Drink it in. Make the most out of it in these last 25 minutes. And pile in your questions, because that'll be me till next summer. That'll be me till next summer when it comes to the watch-alongs. If it stays like this. Ajax making some changes now. Bring Forrest on. I'm assuming he'll come on. Either has been struggling to show why he should be first choice. I mean, as much as I love him, he hasn't taken pre-season the way he should have. And even the biggest Adam Ida defender, including myself, can admit to that. Like, he's not taken pre-season in the stride that he should have. He really needs to get firing when the season starts. Bring back MG90, says Elliot. Oh no. Oh no. No, don't go. You just have the Newcastle Cup. I've got a double. I'll take a double. A double's good in pre-season. Specky Ballbag making bare excuses. Oh, God forbid I make excuses for the fucking pre-season cup in Como. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. It's the end of the world. Sorry, I'll stop my excuses. It's fucked. Season's over. Let's get up already, shall we? Fuck's sake. How many players and positions do you think we need video tomorrow covering essentially all of that? I've said that a few times now. I'm really trying to advertise this video that's going live tomorrow. We'll be up early tomorrow. Celtic just can't get a hold of it. Johnny Kenny on the park now as well. Arne Engels. Yeah, we did make changes. Kenny's on, Engels on. Maida's still on with a few players. Engels tracking back. I've heard good things about this boy on the ball right now, but where is Alistair Johnson? Little knock. Ryan, were you never taught how to drink out of a bottle? What's wrong with my drinking out of a bottle? What am I doing wrong? Is there something that I missed? Did I miss something? He is back in training though, Johnson, yes, as Ellen says. He's just got a wee knock, that's all. He'll be fine. Do you know what annoys me? Like, do you know what really, like, this is, yeah, I'm going to blow away anybody's form of thinking here, right? Because I've seen, and this isn't, I don't want to target people, right? But I've seen someone saying like, oh, this is a Champions League side that we could play. So, alright, okay, let me flip that for a moment. We beat Manchester City 4-3 in pre-season last year, right? If we drew Manchester City in the Champions League last season, would that have given you faith we could have bet them 4-3? It might give you faith we could have put up a good fight against them, I won't take that away, but it means nothing. It means both Celtic and Ajax here aren't playing their strongest sides. Do you think we're going to rock? If we drew Ajax in the Champions League, do you think we're going to rock? He's got to be miles offside, aye. Would we be rocking up with fucking Ralston playing and Yang playing? No, obviously not. It's like, it's just like, I can't believe some fans are going through this again. I thought we learned after the Australia game. Like, remember that? We done the Watchalong. This is why I don't do Watchalongs. They wind me up. It's your support. Your support wind me up. Let's see. Last season we would have beaten City in the Champions League. Well, if you have faith we could have done that, then fair play. They weren't great last season, but I still don't think we would have been favourites for it by any stretch of the imagination. We got beat 4-2 off Villa, for goodness sake. We might be rocking up with Yang if we don't get the finger out there. That is true. That is true, to be fair. That is. I'm hoping that changes. Rodgers keeps banging on about how the side will improve before the end of the window. I would like to see the conversations that are actually happening behind closed doors, though. Because obviously, like, Rodgers is saying that, but he's not getting what he's wanting. So what's being said behind closed doors? That's what I want to know. I'm hoping that this is especially the game that really makes the board go, right, okay, right, we'll get a move on. We'll get a move on, Brendan. We can see that you are very thin when Forrest and Yang are your right winger options, you know. And Ajax is, of course, as Milan Van Kulen has said, Ajax is still one of the biggest clubs in the world. Of course they are. Huge. I mean, Ajax are arguably a bigger club than Celtic, and we're pretty big. But these are 3-time European champions, constant Eredivisie contenders, most successful club in Holland, produce some of the best footballers I've ever lived. It's no shame it wasn't the Ajax in pre-season, boys. No shame. Once again, it's pre-season. Header. Now from Ajax, I've gone back again. Just a little bit standoffish, Celtic. They put the ball in the back of the net, but it was offside. I think that's why everybody must have stopped playing there. Friendly. One second, I'll say what I said about the Australia game. When I finish this stream, do you think I'm going to go down the stairs and go, well, what's the friendly? No. Of course I'm no. Bloody hell. I mean, they aren't very poor nowadays. They were on track to winning the league last year, then bottled it. I wouldn't say that's very poor. The fact they bottled it was very poor, but they're not a very poor team. Also, they've done it quite far in Europe. I can't really remember what they've done in Europe last year. Thank you, Green Ninja, for the donation. Thank you. No, Indian food is not actually woke, Shakir. It's more of a joke, because that's what the right would tell you, wouldn't it? Oh, it's all woke. Yeah, there's none of our British restaurants. Oh, there's none of them. It's all Indian restaurants, Italian restaurants. I, for one, welcome all the Indian restaurants, because Indian food is fucking banging. Love it. Thank you, Green Ninja, for the donation. Would you be cool if Celtic went to the English Pro? What a goal. Ajax have scored. It's 4. Oh, that's a cracker. That is a cracker, to be fair. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. Bloody hell. Ajax 4, Celtic 1. It doesn't get much better. But that's a cracker. I mean, there's... Oh, watch this back. Holy moly. That's a brilliant goal. Kasper Schmeichel ain't happy. He's not happy at all. Once again, get all the mistakes out during pre-season. But oh, what a strike. What a goal for Ajax. Referee's pointing to something. James Forrest looking bewildered a little bit. Let me see this back, please. Let me see it back. I mean, what can you do about that? What can you do about that? What a goal. Could get closer to the man. I don't think anybody expects him to shoot there. It's quite an unorthodox kind of situation to shoot from. Look at Johnny Heitinger's reaction. It is a cracker of a goal. It's an absolute cracker of a goal. 4-1 Ajax. Thank you for the donation, Green Ninja. Would it be cool if Celtic went to the English Prem? I wouldn't be cool. I can definitely see something, dialogue starting about it in my lifetime, but listen, we're a Scottish team. Thank you for the donation, though. What a strike, by the way. What a goal. Ajax take a 4-1 lead. Trying to filter out all the negatives in the chat. You Celtic fans want to get a life. It's only a friendly, says George. Straight to the point, George. I love it. I love it, mate. I love it. That centre back has absolutely walked it. And then again, so would my gran up against Adam Ida. Says Lloydie boy. Adam Ida's still getting it stinking. He's not even on the park right now. Massive wake up call for the ball. Well, you'd like to maybe say so, but I don't don't necessarily get my hopes up. Well, once again, look at that. I mean, there's no right for that ball to be in the back of the net. There is no right for that to be in the back of the net. It's just some strike. It's a great goal. Schmeichel's got no keeper's got any chance of saving that. It's an absolute cracker. You can see it by the looks in the faces of the players. And substitutions being made now. Well, boys, it's official. It's official. This is now the last 15 or so minutes of the watch-alongs for the year. I can't do Saturday because I'll be in Manchester. So, yeah, this is it. This is it, I'm afraid. So if you want to have fun with it, if you want to talk about things that are football related or non-football related, if you want to get any opinions aired, if you want to talk about anything at all, now is your time to do it, because this is it. Last watch along until next year, until next summer. Celtic have a corner kick. I think everyone should pipe down. It's only a friendly. We will roll over Rangers and Ajax if it was a competitive game. Listen, let's not use the phrase roll over quite so easily. But listen, I'm not worried. You're right. It is only a friendly, for goodness sake. Way to be more. Listen, Celtic should have scored 3 goals in the first half. We hit the bar twice. We've not been clinical enough. Simple as that. If I was to take away any sort of, if I was to have any sort of negative from this game, is that we just haven't been clinical enough. And here we go with a short corner, down 4-1 and we're hitting short corners, man, and we've made nothing from the corner kick. We can't do that in the regular season. We can't. We need to get away from this short corner nonsense. When you're trailing a game, hold on, we might get a goal here. Oh, defended from Ajax. Got my first European away day in Europe on Wednesday. All the best to your side as we will get the coefficient up. The coefficient, great. I'm assuming that's a Rangers fan. Thank you, Green Ninja, for becoming a channel member. It is very much appreciated. Welcome to the club. And the Thunder Club at that. The best sort of club. James Forrest sent a ball. We couldn't cross a fucking T from that right hand side. The crossing from over there has been abhorrently bad. Trusty was outstanding on Saturday. Why hasn't he started KT? He did start KT off. Has started KT off, and why hasn't he started KT off in CCV's first game? Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Trusty start the game as well if it was possible. But hey, listen, it's pre-season, starts and such don't matter. Everybody's getting the same minutes in the legs. It's that same old cliche, isn't it? God, try to keep up with the chat, which is difficult. See what happens when we play a decent team who we haven't got a heavy fitness advantage. Board needs to buy a manager, some players going to a Champions League game. I don't disagree with the buying some players point. I really don't disagree with that. Yes, they do need to buy the managers and players. That would be helpful. We've signed one player in the month of July. That's nuts, isn't it? Like when you word it like that, it's like, whoa. I'm bleeding. I'm fucking. Look at that. I'm bleeding. I'm not self-harming, I swear. I must have cut something. I'm covered in blood. I must have had a scab in my leg and I've cut it. I'm fucking bleeding. How's that happened? Ajax 4, Celtic 1. Ryan 118 starts self-harming. Good God almighty, Ryan. I knew I felt something. I was like, my hand feels wet. It's fucking blood. I hope I don't get fucking sepsis. Fuck's sake, you get a plaster on that. Aye. Arne Engels on the ball. He's going to shoot from range. Not a bad effort. It's saved. God, pardon me for rubbing away at my leg. God almighty, my hand's all covered in blood. Running the blade in tribute to the Hulkster's battle with Ric Flair and TNA. Absolutely. Do I want you to ring an ambulance? I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be okay. Look at that. Blood out of my hands. Stupid. I've got like a tiny wee cut that's actually bled quite efficiently. About 13 minutes left in the game. It's only pre-season. It's not that deep exactly, Abs. I see we're welcoming a lot of Rangers fans into the chat as Celtic are losing. I thought there would be so many better things to do on a Thursday night, but who am I to judge? Welcome yourselves in. Don't worry. Everybody's welcome. As long as we play nice in the chat, I don't mind. What is Vickers' best attribute? Seriously, everyone says the mainstay. Why? I mean, unless you've been watching Celtic with your eyes shut, Johnson, for the last 5 years, I really don't know what to tell you, because CCV's best attribute is that he is CCV, and if you don't see it, then aye, you know. God, I get a plaster on that when I get the chance. You don't need, like, listen. You don't. You only need to remove people from the chat if they're being nasty or playing bad. I mean, if somebody's got a Rangers badge and they're not saying anything bad, you don't need to remove them. Like, I'm fine with Rangers fans being here. I'm fine with anybody being here. It's a chat open to all. I'm going to start playing my own bing bong message like they do at Celtic Park. Bum, bum, bum. Celtic Football Club is a club open to all. Anyway, about 10. I can't wait for this game to finish. I can't wait. It's been a bit torture-like, hasn't it? First cut is the deepest. You're quite right, Geff Star. Keep getting your points and questions in. As I said, this is the last 10 minutes of watch-alongs until next summer, so have fun with it. Shot from range again from Celtic. We're just trying... Yeah, and I like this, though. I like seeing what I'm seeing here. You know, we're just trying to get shots away. We're trying to do something to get, you know, a result out of it. But Rodgers doesn't look pleased, and I like that. And do you know what? I think of it... Let me check. I've been watching... I don't know if anybody's watched the new season of Quarterbacks on Netflix, right? Great show. If you're into NFL, you like. Even if you're not into NFL, you know, it's pretty good. And... there was a game last season. The Detroit Lions had basically won every single game, and they were the favourites to go and win it all. And they lost a game towards the end to the Buffalo Bills, and it was like, you know, these are the kind of things. It's good. It's good to find out your weaknesses. If you just go strolling through and winning all the time, you win every game in pre-season. You know, we'd all be like, oh, everything's fine. It's hunky dory. You know, but no, let's take a heavy loss and let's see that we need to make improvements. You know, losing in pre-season is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's not a bad thing at all because it's a fucking pre-season game. But you can you can take advantages from it. And that's that. The so-called torrent left want Rangers fans to be banned from the live chat. Exactly. Didn't just lose to us, bro. They got destroyed. Well, they did. But Jared Goff gave it a right good going in that game, to be fair. They can't take that away from him. Let's see. At this point, I am purely focused on the chat and not the game. 10 minutes to go. Celtic have barely seen the ball in the second half. We've had a bit more of it now since we've been 4-1 down for all that it matters. But, ho-hum. Anyone know the link between Hulk Hogan and Rangers? They both technically don't exist anymore, but live on in tribute acts. Oh, comedy. I love comedy. Ryan, there is a week to go. You're right, there is a week. Well, actually, there's 9 days to go. If we're going to get hasty about things. Ken Dodd died. You're joking. Wait, hold on. When did Ken Dodd not been dead for years? I died in 2018. I was like, what? As soon as I read that, I was like, Ken Dodd's been dead for years. I remember going to like uni that morning and they were playing the Diddy Men song down the stair, and I was like, what the fucking hell can I hear the Diddy Men song for? And I remember going down and seeing that Ken Dodd had died. Have you heard? Huey was dead. It's a bit up the arse if I'm honest, but we all learn from defeats like this. Don't think we have been that great tonight. A few new signings definitely. Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, as I said, there is things to take from tonight's game that we sit down and seriously, think about. Hello, Rikos. Good to see you. Thoughts on the rumours of that Betis winger? God almighty, Jordi El Nino. What is that? I'm trying to like read it out I'm just being careful because I don't want to read it out. Jordi El Nino, boy. Am I missing something? Is that going near my head? As one who's, I would say I'm quite an intellectual and I'm struggling. Dale Winton died, no way. Rest in peace, Dale Winton. You would have loved the Ryland version of Supermarket Sweep. Ajax 5-1. Goal from range again. Another goal from range. God, I mean, I don't mind losing, but losing 5-1's a bit harsh, 5-1's a bit much. I don't mind losing harsh. Not losing, but no losing harsh. Come on. 4 was bad enough, for Pete's sake. Ajax 5, Celtic 1. Como Cup will not be coming to Celtic Park. We didn't complete the pre-season treble. What a shame. Liam Scales looks bewildered. Absolutely bewildered. Rodgers does not look pleased. Doesn't look pleased at all, in fact. Marco Tellio, who's just waiting for his move to go through to Rapid Vienna. Didn't close him down quick enough. Can Schmeichel do better there? Yeah, I mean, probably. But once again, it's another great goal. Can I get my £5 back, says Derek. I'm so sorry, but YouTube do not offer a refund service. Aye. Anyway, let's focus on the chat for the last 7 minutes. Fuck the football. Who cares about the football? Champions League coming up for Celtic. We need to improve for it. Simple as that. Need to get better players in. Gary Glitter died. No. What's that mad Italian brain rot sound? No. That's me watching this game tonight. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm talking about Italian brain rot, for goodness sake. Can't wait to go downstairs and get a donut. You know that? I actually cannot wait. There's 4 pink donuts down the stair with my name on them. And I am absolutely buzzing. Absolutely fucking buzzing. Season's down, call it off now, get the Sharks out, bottled another treble. I fully blame Rodgers, announced Paul Malone. Well, we've fucked it. We've absolutely fucked it. It's Ajax 5, Celtic 1. We've fucked it. Brendan Rodgers, get the fuck. What's getting clipped, Aaron? What part? What part? I feel like my whole stream's going to get clipped. How strong is the Celtic squad? The start of the one that's of Patrick Veldman. I'm assuming you might be Dutch. How strong is the squad that's on the pitch right now? Like the one playing right now? Oh no, this isn't the starting 11 for the season. One of the boys is waiting to move. It's not a terrible squad side that's out there, but it's not the strongest. Oh no, no. Couple of players still need to come back. Johnston. Question is, why did Rodgers wait so long for changes? I don't know, mate. Pre-season, People need to calm down a bit, says Martin Flanagan. Yep. Pathetic performance, says Jack Jones. Do you know how I'll sleep tonight after this 5-1 pumping? Probably on my right side. I sleep better that way, I'm assuming at Balak we shall be signed for 20 million tomorrow, judging by last season's business. I know. Well, I mean, we seem to like to just drag it out so we pay more anyway, you know. Oh, there's my stream away. My stream's away. Anybody else's stream just died? Stream's away. Stream's away. It's disappeared. Is it back? It's back. I'm back. Ajax again. We outside of the foot shot. We have been nowhere in the second half, to be fair. Jordi El Nino Poya. Ricos, I don't know what you're clipping me for this time, brother, but there you go, mate. Second 11 played better when they came on against Newcastle. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, you know, do you know what's funny, right? And it's like, I treat both the same. The fact that there was Celtic supporters making TikToks and that on Saturday going, we've pumped Newcastle, oh, English teams are shy. And they're the same ones. I'm like, it's a fucking disgrace. Season's fucked. I mean, just fucking chill. Where in the brain damage did we go wrong? You know? Patrick said, I'm a Dutch Ajax supporter, just wanting to know what the score means for us. Don't know what to expect for the season under a new coach. Listen, I mean, you've played very well in this second half, Patrick. Played very, very well. Celtic are... the first half team that we played would probably be close to our starting 11. I'd say maybe 8 out of the 11 players were probably on the field. But second half has been, you know, a mismatch of players who are squad depth players, some players who are about to leave, some players who just aren't good enough. It's been a bit of a weird side out in the second half across all the substitutes and changes. First half was pretty much closer to the Celtic side you'd expect to see maybe in Europe, but still a few players short of that, you know, and a lot of signings short of it as well. Celtic still need to complete a lot of business in the window. But thank you for tuning in, Patrick. I appreciate it. I enjoy having supporters from everywhere over the world watching. Casper's had 2 poor games and 1 is in pre-season. When you're next in, I know I've seen so many people going, Schmeichel isn't good enough. Well, I knew the cup final was going to do irreversible damage to Schmeichel. Like, he was very unlucky to drop his worst game in a Celtic shirt in the Scottish Cup final. And I knew that as soon as he dropped a bad performance, no matter who it was against or what the context was, people were going to start losing their rag. Even though, may I remind folk for a moment, this is the same Kasper Schmeichel who people were tweeting about last year going, it's the best we've had since Forster. And I said it then as well. I remember calling somebody out on Twitter and saying, that is nonsense. The guy's been here 5 months and people are calling him the best since Fraser Forster. My God almighty. Aye. Listen, stop judging football matches and seasons on short attention spans, ladies and gentlemen. You know. Scales getting 90 minutes. Oh, that's the only thing I am truly worried about. Says a lot, doesn't it? Says a hell of a lot. 38 for a keeper is fine. I mean, I think people always look at keepers and go, oh my God, his age. I'm like, the guy's not running. Keepers shouldn't be playing until they're 40. They're not doing any running. They're doing nothing. They're standing in beside fucking sticks. GG Buffon played till he was like 43. It's different. Footballers get to their 30s and start slowing down because their legs are done. If Kasper Schmeichel's legs are done, I'd be asking what he's been doing in between football matches every week. You know? There is an Ajax player down with an injury just holding us all up for getting out of here, which is pretty annoying, to be quite honest. You can see he's a perfectly plump man, Mr. Green. There is nothing wrong with being a perfectly plump man. I could go and make a highlight reel of Kasper Schmeichel's season last year and we'd all be talking about how good he was. You know? I'm not going to... Pre-season, get him to fuck, you know? We pumped Newcastle, but they were behind on fitness playing time. Ajax done about as much or more than us this pre-season, so can't read too much into it. Most important is to get up to speed for Champions League, says DML. Very well-balanced comment. Put it this way, if we play Ajax in the Champions League this year, it won't finish 5-1 Ajax. I'd eat my hat if it did, to be quite honest. Would you rather we qualify for the Champions League but every game scale? Oh, it's full time, thank God. Fucking out of here, boys. There we go, full time. It's not a pleasant scoreline to talk about. Celtic 1, Ajax 5. We went into half time 1-0. And in the second half, things just went a bit poorly, didn't it? But pre-season friendly, that's that. And that is me done for pre-season and the watch-alongs, because I can't cover the third and fourth place game because I'm not here, I'm in Manchester. So blame Celtic for doing you out of one last watch-along, ladies and gents. I would give you the rundown of what happened in the second half, but I think for the sake of all of our sanity, you don't need me to do that. You don't need me to do that, do you? Work to be done. Work to be done. Is it an absolute calamity or disaster? No, it's not. Is it something to think about and something to improve on? Of course it is. You can be positive, you can be negative, but don't be dramatic. You know? Simple as that. Anyway, Ryan 118, man of the match. I think we should probably give that one a bye today. If it was anybody, it'd probably have to be Liam Scales. But I'm not one for giving out man of the match awards when you lose. Shit myself, that bottle just like popped and I nearly kicked my drawers. Right, I'm going to get out of here. Two of the goals that they scored were magic. Like, outside the box, great strikes, simple as that. Aye, we were poor. But thank you to everybody for before I go, thank you to everybody who's joined me all summer. For these pre-season watch-alongs. They're always fun. They're always a laugh. We don't take ourselves too seriously. Well, I don't take myself too seriously. Some people do. The real season starts next week, and that's when things will get serious, and that's when things will matter, and that's where 5-1 losses become a problem. But thank you for joining me. I really do enjoy doing these, and I look forward to being with you again next summer to do them all over again. So enjoy the rest of your evening, what's left of it, whatever you're doing. I'll see you with my video that's going up tomorrow and the next live stream. God knows when the next live stream will be. Probably a Q&A stream next week. So until then.